Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
you haven't
yeah.
fought in
Sounds good.
like almost 3 years.
Yeah, I know. I think it's like yeah, 2.5. I think it's
Yeah.
December 2016. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a while. Yeah.
But you've been down in Phuket for a while though, right? You've been training down there and keeping active, right?
Yeah, so I came, won a place in the tryouts in 2016, and then came out here, and yeah, been back and forth ever since. Um, and then yeah, like so 2016 it was going good, and then I had like my first two losses in a row. But like the fight in 2016, I thought I won. I left it too close in the first round. You know, I was fighting a Croatian in Croatia for a Croatian promotion. Um, but like that was I enjoyed that fight. Like we both had a tear up, and I mean it was for a belt, but it was the whole night was like it was like a night of champions, so several belts, you know. So they couldn't do five rounders, but the guy was like limping all the way through the third round, and I'm like, oh, if this was a five rounder, you're done, you know. And I felt like I'd won, so I didn't actually feel like I was on two losses for the first time. And then unfortunately, some things happened in my personal life, um, and then I kind of like before. I mean, during that year, I mean, I remember starting 2016 thinking, why am I still doing this? Like, where am I going? You know, like 2014, I was fighting for the Cage Warriors belt, and you know, everyone's like the UFC's you know, call in and you just win this. And then like 2015, I was sort of lost. 2016, I won the tryouts. I was back on a winning streak. And then obviously, yeah, but I still didn't know where I was going really with it. And I think I sort of just fell out of love with the sport. So it was kind of weird because come at the end of 2016, I'm like, that was an awesome fight. Oh, I love the fight game again. Yeah, there's no money and I don't know where I'm going. And you know, there's other things I want in life, like family and stuff like that. But oh man, that was an awesome fight. And then obviously life happened, and then like, yeah, I was a bit lost, and I just wanted to enjoy life for some time. I'm like, life is too short. I'm just gonna just live carefree for a little bit. But then I had to do some growing up because I got elderly parents. Actually, people can't believe how old my parents are. So my dad turned 80 this year. My mum will be, I think, 73 in September. So they had me late on, and bless her, my mum's got really severe dementia. So yeah, there was a point last year where I went home for 6 months and was taking care of both of them, and I thought it was going to be the time where they're going to have to move into care. But you know, the great thing is we got a really, really, really good carer who's like part of the family, and it meant I felt that they were getting the care they needed at home, and they're really happy at home, and we're doing everything we can to keep them together and at home. So then I was able to come back out here, and it was like, well, I'm getting on now. I'm not getting any younger. I need to like, am I still going with this or not? And um, I left a little bit out there, but like I met a beautiful woman towards the end of 2017, who's now my fiance, and you know she's given me the drive and you know supporting me to give this another shot. You know, so that 10 or 20 years down the line, I don't go, ah man, I regret I didn't give it one more shot. I was so close. You know, so yeah, and then that's why I'm back here and I'm back dropping to 135. Yeah, where I had all my success and where I belong.
Oh, man, that's an incredible story, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, that's what it's all about. It's all about the fighter
yeah,
stories, man. It's your journey, man, that it kind of brought you back to fighting, you know, all
yeah,
the stuff that you went through, and even before you even stopped fighting for those years, you you were kind of contemplating it, and then you kind of went soul searching or whatever you want to call it, right? And found
yeah,
yourself a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. No, that's what you can call it. Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
That's awesome, man. That's awesome that you could
yeah,
do that and be able to come back and fight for a major promotion. Usually that does not
yeah.
happen.
You know, I think people said to me like, just, because I mean, you know, after like I did abuse my body a lot, in 2017. So I was a mosquito flying by, and I got severely out of shape. And like 2018 was like trying to get back in shape and get back to it, and like it was a grind, honestly. And I'm like, am I cut out for this still? Like time's getting on, and like, yeah, there's all these young people now that, out there and potential, and everyone's so good. And I was like, oh, can I do it? And then it was grafting, man, because the weight used to fly off me. I'm not gonna lie, I used to do what a lot of fighters used to do and balloon up in between fights. So I'd make 135 pounds, but I'd be walking around easily at like, well, another 30 pounds heavier, another 35 pounds heavier, like 170 or something. Sound ridiculous, but like, not in a good way. But I remember like 2017, 2018, for the first time in my life, I'm walking around at like 85 kilos. I'm trying to think of what that is in pounds, but that's a ridiculous amount of weight. So going
That's
from
like
61 pounds.
190, I think, or 95
Yeah,
pounds,
yeah.
something like
It's like,
that.
well, yeah, what? It's crazy. So it's all about, it's like baby steps. But this, like, and I wanted to come back towards the end of last year, and things didn't happen. And then, uh, I went home for Christmas, and my dad unfortunately was in hospital, and then luckily he's made a really good recovery. But like, I was like, oh man, I don't think he's gonna recover. It was touch and go. And this year was like, nah, let's go, and let's do this. And the whole year I was like, I'm coming back in March or April, and then March and April came by. Teammates are getting fights, other people getting fights, and I'm asking everyone, can you just put me in contact with this dude? Can you hit this guy up? Nothing. And then I'm like people don't know that I'm still here because I haven't fought for so long. But then also I'm like out of the picture. Like I've got a really good record, but I haven't fought for so long. I'm on this side of the world, and and it was I was just like, is this ever gonna happen? Um, and then like it was like a domino effect lately where something came by, but it was like 135, and I'm like, look, man, it's too, like, I want to drop to 145 first. And it was just, the time period was too short, but it was another big promotion. And I'm like, damn, like, I've been asking for a fight all year. Now I got to say no. Um, and then like, yeah, then another one came, and then, yeah, this huge opportunity came, and it was just too good to turn down. And like I said, because of the baby steps, I was on track, and I'm like, let's do this. And yeah, now I'm just excited to be back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the UK are excited for you to be back and to be fighting in London on top of that. So they could, but actually they can't even come watch you fight though.
No, I know,
That's
right?
crazy.
Yeah. It's mad because the support's been phenomenal on like Facebook and Instagram. Like friends, fans saying like, oh man, it's about bloody time, and it's great to see you back. And like, how do we get tickets? And I'm like, oh man, it's a invite only event, like there are no tickets. But the other crazy thing is, so I went to university in Portsmouth, and then that's where I got into MMA more as a hobby and just a bit of fun initially. Then I graduated and was like, I want to give this a go. I really enjoy this, and I'm a big dreamer. And the funny thing is, my fiance always laughs at me. I always wanted to be a professional wrestler. I always wanted to be in the WWE, like The Rock or Hulk Hogan. And that's initially what I was doing in Portsmouth, along with my degree. And then I sort of fell out of love with that, and fell in love with MMA, and was like, now this is my dream. Let's see where I can go with this. I've got some potential. Let's see. And obviously it brings me to here. But Portsmouth was my home from home. So I fought several times in Portsmouth. And then when I got into Cage Warriors, I was fighting all over the globe. Ukraine, Chechnya, Jordan, Ireland, so all over. And I was hardly ever fighting in the UK. And the funny thing is, London is my home city. It's where I grew up, it's where I was born. I've never actually fought in London, and like this is the first time, so it's like ticking it off the bucket list. I'm really excited. But yeah, the crazy thing is, no friends can actually come watch in person.
Yeah, it is crazy. The event that you're talking about is Brave 24 in London.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now going back to how you connected with Brave, was it like just pure luck, or did you have management or somebody connect with Brave, or did you know somebody in Brave? What was the connection there?
So like yeah, I've just signed with Team Envisage. So they're my management, they're my sponsors, and through them, obviously they got me hooked up with Brave directly with the matchmaker Youssef, and yeah, we went from there. But yeah, because I reached out to him in the past. way back in February. But it was like, you know, hitting up someone that knows someone, you know, like 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
And I said, look, dude, I hear you're going to Jordan. I fought there 3 times. I've got a really good fan base there. And I think the show was in like 3 or 4 weeks. It wasn't, you know, and I was like, look, if anyone drops out, I'm there. And then the guy told me like, oh, unfortunately the card's, it's all sorted. It's all full. And I'm like, well, if anyone drops out, I'll be ready at 145. And then I was like, I heard on the grapevine you're going to England. And if that's true, I want in. And I was like, I can do it 135 or 145. And yeah, you know, I heard nothing more. And yeah, it was like, oh man, you know, what can you do? But yeah, I signed with Team Envisage, and me and Kev Johnson, we talk every day. And like I said, he almost had something for me on another big promotion. And it was just, yeah, I mean, I got offered the guy, and I said, it was at 135. I said, look, I can't make the weight. It's too soon. But I would love to fight for your promotion. I would love to fight on that date, on that show. I'll fight the guy at 145. Also, I respect that opponent. And I just don't feel that I can perform if I just drain myself to make 135 after 2.5 years of not cutting weight and then have a terrible performance. And also, it's going to be dangerous, not only for my health to make the weight, but also to fight this guy. And I was like, I'll fight him at 145. And they were like, unfortunately, he doesn't want to fight at 145. And it was like I said before, it was just, man, I got to turn down this big promotion, this huge show. But I was like, look, when it comes, it will come. You know, just stay ready. And then, yeah, and then this opportunity came, and yeah, when Kev told me about it, I was like, oh, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Before we talk about your opponent and, you know, and your training camp, I wanted to go back to, you know, you mentioned earlier that you won the 2016 tryouts. They just had the tryouts for 2019.
Yeah.
You know, if you compare those tryouts, you know, what differences do you see?
I like to say it's more the same, as in the sense of like, you know, the workouts. I think we didn't do it in our year. We didn't do the Big Buddha run. But it's not like I haven't done that before, you know. But yeah, we did like and we did a beach workout at Katanui with the stairs, but unfortunately they're not there anymore. And on the day they had the fitness this year, it was like torrential rain, like so bad. So they had to switch the fitness indoors. But yeah, it's more the same. It's like, you know, mentally and physically breaking you and see if you have what it takes. I mean, a lot of the guys are fighters, professional fighters from all around the world, but it's like, you know, seeing also if they got the heart, and also if they work in a team. So yeah, you're there in the tryouts, you're there to beat everyone else and get a spot. But, you know, if you're just going to hurt all your training partners, it's not what we want. We want someone that can add to the team, you know? But yeah, it was crazy. This year we weren't allowed to film the Muay Thai session. Which was like, you know, when the Muay Thai, when the MMA and the Muay Thai participants in the tryouts obviously get taken on the pads by the Muay Thai trainers. And I mean, last year was pretty brutal. This year was real brutal. And yeah, but yeah, all in all, like, it's, you know, I don't say it's the same thing, but like, oh yeah, it's just, it brings back memories. I tell you that, like, because it's just grueling. You just gotta get through it. But it's crazy because, like I said, you're there for yourself. You're there to win a spot, but there's this real like camaraderie, rapport between the tryout team. You see it, you know, like someone goes down or they're running together in the fitness, and you can see someone starting to like feel it. Come on, man, you know, don't give up. You want this, you know. And it's awesome, that vibe, and it's great having all of them here and trying out, and it's just an awesome atmosphere around camp when it's on. Yeah.
Does it give you an extra push since you are in training camp right now and you're coming back after so many years off, and you see these young guys try to even just get a spot, you know, on the team? It just doesn't it give you a little bit more it doesn't give you a little bit of a kick, you know, to your motivation?
Oh, definitely. And like, for example, we're like me and the other fight team members that got fights kept coming up. We were jumping in the so we, like, I didn't jump in the fitness because I'm doing the fitness specifically for me, fighting conditioning specifically for me for the fight. But for example, like the wrestling session and like the no-gi session and stuff, we were straight in there, like jumping in. And if they needed us to be like, oh, we want to test this guy out, you need to go with him. We jump on that, like straight away. So like the only sessions like I didn't do was I didn't do the striking session with them, and I didn't do the fitness session or obviously the Muay Thai on the pads. But the no-gi, the wrestling, I was involved in that. So was most of the fight team. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it spurs you on, and also you want to see what these guys have got, and then obviously I know it's up to the coaches and the staff to decide who gets a place on the team, but we can give our input, and say, oh well, this guy I really like him, and this guy's got some really good jits, and this guy's got that, and stuff like that.
Well, there's guys that haven't made the team, but they stayed and actually got on the team in a way, somehow, some way, right?
Yeah, yeah. So like, obviously you got the several people that won the tryouts. But no, I mean, like each year it's like it gets more and more, like there's more and more potential, or the depth just gets like, it's crazy. Like, I mean, our year was crazy. We had Dan Hooker from the UFC. We had a bunch, some other guys. Tetsuya, yeah, he was in the same group as me that won that year. And obviously, go back a few other years. You got Kai Kara France and the UFC, Alex Volkanovski. And it's just crazy. But like, yeah, this year there was just so much depth. It's like, geez, you want to give him 20 spots if you could, So yeah, Tiger is amazing. They've done what they can in a sense of, so like giving other people that didn't get the whole scholarship, I believe they've given certain people 1 year, free training and other benefits to help them stay out here, to help them integrate into the team and be a part of the team. So yeah, it's phenomenal, man. Phenomenal opportunity for everyone involved. Yeah, it's great. And yeah, so happy for Joseph Henley. He didn't get the full scholarship, but just he is an amazing guy to have. I mean, we were all so happy when they called his name, and like he really stood out the whole week at the tryouts. So he got like, the free trading. He's got his visa sorted, so he's able to stay out here, able to be a part of the team, able to, still live the dream. And yeah, we're all just so happy for him.
Going back to your fight that's coming up soon, you're
Yeah,
facing a
yeah,
Canadian, Louie,
yeah, yeah,
what is
yeah,
it, Sanoudakis? I think that's how you pronounce his
yeah,
name.
yeah.
What are your thoughts on him and how he stacks up against you?
Phew. It's hard, I look for footage on the guy. It's normally what I do. But the funny thing was with this fight, so yeah, they offered it to me, and then I was like, oh, there was some other stresses involved actually. So like I had to, I was supposed to be in South Africa right now. I was supposed to have left yesterday. And then I'm flying. I was supposed to fly to England we were supposed to come back from South Africa to Thailand on the 25th, fly to England on the 4th, and so spend 2 months in England, again, sorting stuff out for my parents, spending time with them, me and my fiance. And the whole South Africa trip was getting stuff ready for our wedding on January the 18th. So when they offered me the big fight, the big opportunity, I was like, oh man, I messaged these guys back in February, and now they dropped this bombshell. We've already got all these tickets, and I'm like, oh, how are we going to do this? And so it was a nightmare, like a sleepless night at first. But first of all, thinking about making 135, but also about we need to change all our flights, So bless my missus. The next day, she was straight onto everything. That she's really good at all that, and it cost us like a ton of money. But we managed to bring our flights to the UK forward. We managed to we pushed our flights back to South Africa for October. So we got a nice trip to South Africa in October. But she had to buy a brand new ticket there and back. So my missus is actually in South Africa at the moment, sorting out like all the wedding stuff, her dress, and going to tons of appointments and all this. And then it was like, okay, now I can be there for fight day now. Okay. Well, like let's talk about the weight. I'll make the weight. Let's do it. I'm not missing this opportunity. It's in London. Never fought there before. Brilliant opponent. And it was like, yeah, I accepted. And I'm like, oh, crap, I haven't even thought about this. This guy might not even accept, because our records are so different, just looking at it on paper. So I wasn't too sure. Because and then they were like, no, he's game. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do this. Changed all the flights, and just, was like, oh man, waiting for that contract. But I didn't want to jinx it. So I didn't tell many of the boys. I didn't tell anyone until like the contract was signed. And even when I signed it and sent it off, I'm still like, can I start telling people now? Like, obviously my teammates and coaches and stuff, but I'm like, don't jinx it, don't jinx it. So I was so happy when Brave released the news on Sunday. But yeah, then I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't done like the number one thing, which is actually look at this guy, check his footage, see what he's about, So I kind of done it back to front. Started going through and looking at his Sherdog, and there is like no footage on the guy. There is like just no footage. It's like they all took it down, or I don't know. But what I did notice is he hasn't fought very often. Like I've had 2.5 years off, but my record is still huge. People are like, you got such a great record, and it's a huge record. You've had this many fights, and you haven't fought in 2.5 years. So he's fought like once or twice a year. I noticed that most of the wins are decision. He's had a couple of triangles. Like, well, I know he comes from a really good gym, TriStar. So, yeah, that was another thing as well. He fought, I would say a teammate. I'd say a guy that I trained with at Alpha Male. But that's like back in 2015, and he beat him on a split decision. So, it's not my first rodeo. It's kind of odd not knowing too much about my opponent. It's kind of like when I first started fighting, and yeah, you didn't really know much. But obviously, as the years went on, you look at footage and you study your opponent and stuff. So if I can find some footage, obviously I'll study it. But I'm just excited to be back, man. And it's not my first rodeo, so whatever he brings to the table, I believe I can counter it, I can beat it, and ultimately get my hand raised on the night.
Yeah, just let it flow, right? It's almost like a resurgence. So you just got to go in there and feel the feels and, do what you do,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. And like, I'm so excited to be back. I'm so excited to be fighting in my home city. Just want to go and put on a show, put on a performance, and I just, yeah, like I'm so happy that he accepted the fight. I'm happy that he's game. I'm just excited for the opportunity. So like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it all in the cage, man. Just put it all out there, put on a show for the fans watching at home and for everyone in attendance.
Like we said earlier, this event is invite only. Like supposedly politicians and influencers and sportsmen will be in attendance. Is there anybody that you would like to be in attendance? Like somebody that is a famous person. Like maybe, for example, the Queen or somebody.
I haven't even thought of that. I haven't even thought about that. But I know, like, I know Tom Hardy likes his BJJ and his MMA. So yeah, maybe he'll be there. He'd be a cool person to meet. But it's like that 6 degrees of separation. I know from he knows Nathan Jones. Nathan Jones does a bit of training with him, and sometimes he's out here at Tiger. So yeah, but yeah, I haven't actually thought about that. It's kind of, but we'll see. I try not to get too starstruck, but yeah, obviously it'd be cool to be fighting in front of what you said, celebrities and possibly politicians or whoever else is in attendance. But obviously my head, I'll be thinking about that afterwards. My head's all going to be like, in the zone, focusing on the fight, on my opponent, get the win, and then I can be like, oh, that guy was here. That girl was here. Oh, wow. I just fought in front of them? No way,
Yeah, it'd be crazy to be, get the finish, climb up on the cage, and you look down and Tom Hardy's going crazy, it could happen, right?
Yeah.
That would be a storybook, return for yourself, and hey, it's possible. Anything's possible. Now, what are your goals, moving forward? You're coming back. What are your goals? Like, what do you want to accomplish now? It must change from before, right?
Yeah, well, it's yeah. I guess that's well. The most amazing thing is this whole year has been trying to get a fight, and there hasn't been one on the horizon for one reason or another. And then I was like, am I ever coming back? Is anyone ever going to give me an opportunity? And I just need that one opportunity, just one opportunity to show that I'm back, to show I still got it. Uh, and then I feel like the domino effect will happen. And the most amazing thing with this opportunity was uh, Kev from Team Envisage was able to speak to Youssef, and they were able to come up with a deal, which I believe they've released. That I've got a free fight contract with Brave, so it's not just the one fight; it's a free fight contract, which is just phenomenal. So it means, yeah, I'm going to win this fight, and then there's two more fights in the horizon. You know, so I'm not sort of left lost again. You know, trying to find a fight. I know that somewhere in the next 12 months or whatever, I'm going to have another two fights. And it's going to be for a huge promotion, Brave, somewhere in the world, and gets another talented opponent. And I'm going to get to put on a show. So, like, I have some focus now. I have some guidance, you know, I have a route. And, you know, I'm not going to say that, like, I want to get free wins and the UFC comes knocking. Of course, I want that, you know. Um, you know, like I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm 32. I'll be 33 next year. They're probably looking for younger talent that they can obviously nurture and grow and promote. You know, but never say never. And you know, that was always my dream. Was always to fight in the UFC, fight against the best in the world, win a belt. Um, but now I just want to like, and if that happens, fuck, that'd be amazing. But right now, like, I'm just focusing on London, Brave, my opponent, getting that win, then getting the ball rolling again, getting myself back the next two fights, and then we'll see Brave want to extend or, you know, where we go from there, you know. It's all about now also like my legacy in a sense of, you know, taking it as far as I can go and making a living from it. You know, I love, you know, like I said, 2 years ago, I was like, or 3 years ago, why am I still doing this? You know, like living paycheck to paycheck, working security on nightclubs just to live my dream within, you know, and I'm like, I can't raise a family. I can't. And it didn't bother to me because I'm not into materialistic things like, you know, watches or cars and all this. But I'm like, at some point, I do want to have a family and I want to be able to know that I can support them, you know? And I'm like, is fighting going to be able to do this? And like any sport or any career, you know, sometimes you got to be right at the top. If you're at the middle or the lower end, you can't do it. And it's like, well, I like to do something that I enjoy doing, you know? And I have that enjoyment. I have that happiness back. I enjoy my training. I love that I actually have a fight now and I have a focus. So, you know, if I can make something of myself and, you know, like, you know, I don't get any injuries and my health is good and I can make a living. I wanna keep doing this, you know? I wanna keep going as far as I can go.
Well, everything starts on July
Yeah,
25th, Brave CF
yeah,
24, back in your home country in London. Man, it's
yeah.
good. It was, man, it was great talking to you, James, man. You know,
Thank you.
you have an incredible story, and I'm looking forward to you coming back and having a great career, man. Good luck
No,
on
thank you
everything
very
that you're
much.
doing and everything in the future, and congratulations on your engagement and your wedding.
No, thank you very much. No, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And yeah, watch. It's gonna be an awesome show, man. And I'm gonna put on a very show for the fans, man. You're gonna love it.